happening in our own communities. Like Tulsi just, obviously this one hit. Then Andy Signor in here trying to say, dude, watch the movie for trying to ride the trend. I did. The movie didn't actually do this to the girls. To make a film telling us, well, again, this is the slippery slope of it. And I've been on record multiple times, and I will tell you this. I don't believe that this film should be removed. It's not a film I would have made. I don't believe that Netflix will be found guilty of anything. But I do believe in people choosing to not renew their subscription.
Rewind.
Film should be removed. Don't believe that this film should be removed.
All right, so this is the old. Now, I'm gonna go easy on this guy because I think he's a rational guy, but you know he doesn't care as much as Tulsi Gabbard or some other people do, and he's kind of drinking the Kool-Aid a little, because either you're all in or you're not. Either it's child porn or it's not, and there is no. This is disgusting and repulsive, but it should stay up, and people will vote for their dollars. People will vote for their dollars with their dollars and decide whether they want to support Netflix or it's a free market or whatever. That's like this whole thing, in the late '80s, early '90s, where white people were like, with the N-word. It was like the guy from Seinfeld was like, in the middle of a crossfires, and people were like, well, if people are offended, then they just don't have to go to his show. He said the N-word, so what? And that's like 10 years ago, or 15 or whatever, but fast forward, we're in a different world. You just don't call black people N-word, whether it's comedy or not. And I'm not somebody against free speech, but I bet you $1 million if 99% of the world said, yeah, we need to ban the cuties thing, that this guy would be like, yeah, we totally do. Because there's a difference between what you believe. Like he says, I don't believe that this, should be removed, and whether or not it's actually wrong. What you believe doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you think. And look, you can say all you want that, and the people defending Netflix are like, well, it's drama, and they're doing it because they're actually against child and sex trafficking. They're with hashtag Me Too and hashtag and believe all women and hashtag rewind. Bottom line, those are real girls. Those are real 10, 11, 12-year-olds. And some adult choreographed that. Some adult sat up here and been like, yeah, back it up, yeah, turn it right, and now do it like this, and then now spread them, and then get down a little bit lower, spread them, and then put your hands right by your crotch. Some adult did that to little girls, okay? Some adult, these aren't actors who are grown adults that are, yeah, sure, maybe their parents signed a waiver or something like that. Maybe they got paid, but they are literally not, their brains aren't developed to understand the things that hey, yeah, okay, I was totally bringing the message against, sexual abuse and to the mainstream media do you see what I'm saying? How ridiculous that is? Either you're passionate about this issue and you believe it's actually serious and it should be fucking gone and banned and done, or you don't. Or you just like, yeah, vote with your dollars, man. It's like, if you want to say the N-word, go ahead, man. Like, people just might not buy your stuff, man. And if you want to, like, ban, like, you know, Asian people and Mexican people from your store, then you should totally do that too. Because, like, man, like, you know, people vote with their dollars, man. Vote with your dollars. Vote with your dollars. So, like, yeah, basically, you either believe in something or you don't believe in it. And that's, and trust me, if you're like the Korean and you're watching me, like, you've done a good job covering the Johnny Depp thing, man. You're awesome. This is me going easy. I can go much harder. So, this is me going easy. I'm not hating on the dude. Like, I'm just saying, like, get the fuck out of here, man. Let somebody else comment on this. You're either, this is wrong, because, look, would it be so, if there were 21-year-old, you know, girls playing the part of 11-year-old girls, then it wouldn't be so wrong, because it didn't actually happen in real life. The problem is those are, go on a fucking porno hut and try to look up, you know, middle school girls twerking, and you won't find it. At least I hope not. But if you go on a porno hut, I mean, I don't think that there's going to be that stuff on there, because that's, yeah, I don't think, I mean, I hope not. But, I mean, I think that it's regulated by the government, but shit, man, I always felt like a dumbass. But I would assume that this stuff is more hardcore in terms of, you know, what's the word for young, really young, I don't know. And just to be clear, like, you know, you can do the vote with the dollars, and yeah, this is the acting, this and that, but there is a clear, distinctive line that some of us draw, and it's not the age between 17 and 18, or, you know, there's an age gap or whatever. That's you know, that varies. It's not that, man. There is a line, you know, that is psychologically drawn when the mind is not developed in a child. And the body is not even developed. We're looking at 12-year-old twigs on the stage twerking their ass off. The ass they don't even have. Like, this is ridiculous. It's one thing if, you know, there's a minor who's 17 or 18, you know, crossing the line, who's fully developed, and you can't even tell if they're a 25-year-old or 26 or 27. That's one thing. But, like, when you have somebody who's clearly undeveloped, that's just, no. I can't get on board with. Sorry, I'm stressing now. I'm about to drink some alcohol here. I need a beer, man. When somebody's clearly undeveloped, there is no vote with my dollars. I mean, can you imagine if people had said, Porno Hut has been accused of putting up hardcore gangbang sex with kindergartners or middle schoolers. Critics say, you know what? I don't think it should be removed. We'll vote for it with our dollars. You know, like, if people want to buy it, you know, like, they don't have to buy it. Like, no, dude, what the fuck are you even talking? Why are you in this discussion if you're not serious about this? And, like, just to reiterate, like, come on, man.
It's not a film I would have made.
It's not a film no one should make, man. They really told these girls to do this, and some person choreographed it. Some adult stood right over them and said, "Hey, twerk," and they probably are the same fucking adults who sat there in the dressing room, taking on and off their clothes and taking on, I don't even want to think about it, man. Tell me some more bullshit.
That Netflix will be found guilty of anything.
No, Netflix is too big to be found guilty of anything, but you can get the choreographer, you can get the producer, the director, the whoever the fucking adult that came up with this shit was, and allowed it and aided it and embedded it. No, that's like saying, oh yeah, we're gonna get Apple for the sweatshop, labor shop shit in China. No, you're going after the wrong person, man. Like, yeah, Netflix is too big, little. Yeah, excuse me. Anyways, let me tone it down just a little bit. You're either against it, or there is no middle ground on this, in my opinion. You know, and this is. We can tell, dude's clearly not a parent. You can tell, and if he is, he's not a parent of a daughter. So, dude, Tulsi Gabbard is the shit, but I don't think she would agree with the voting with, your dollars thing, and don't buy it, if you don't like it, because that's like saying, hey, I'm not going to buy, this episode of what the fucker her name is, Kramer from Seinfeld, or, saying the N-word repeatedly, in the audience, or some child gangbang on the porno hut, like there's just a line that has to be drawn, man. Like, do I think the video should be removed? Yes. Do I think Netflix should be shut down? No. No, of course not. I'm with you on the Netflix part, where, if you don't want to buy it, like, don't buy it. I'm with you on that part. But should somebody be held accountable? Yes, someone should be held accountable. Whoever it is, whether it be the CEO of Netflix or the guy in the mailroom who said, yes, I am enabling this, they should be held accountable, and they should be. Look, I'm not a prosecutor, a judge, or whatever, this and that. I'm not a judge. I'm not going to judge a human being and say, this is what needs to be done. But this just feels really, really, really criminal. It's got to be something really, really criminal about. Now, look, in the real world, things like this have happened before. There have been high school girls and middle school girls who have came up with these little, school assembly like stunts on their own. And I know because I've done them. I fucking troll assembly, troll assembly, where I had them play, it started off with the jazz track, and then it went into an NWA track, and then I just trolled them. I did it. I put it on, and you can't take it back. And I got in trouble. I almost expelled for it. So yeah, things like this happen. In real life, some little girls could have been like, hey, you know what? Let's freak out our parents. Let's freak out everybody, and da-da-da-da. But this is not the case. This is not the case. This is adults puppeteering kids, like, do this, do this. That's the big part, the big issue I have with it. If some 14-year-old girls decide that they're going to put on a sexually risque, like, Moulin Rouge, whatever the hell, then it's like, okay, well, that sucked, and that's kind of weird, and next. But when you have people that are grown adults, and they're like, well, and they're gonna hide behind the veil of, we're the Me Too shit, yeah. We wanted to bring attention to shut up. Like, no, you're not. No, yeah, no. And in my opinion, I don't know who those voices are who are running their mouth and saying that, but that's exactly who you need to go to for accountability, for the people who are defending it. Going, well, what we were thinking when we made this is that we wanted to bring an awareness. You next, like that. Whoever says that is the person who is enabling that. Is a real kids. I can't remember what movie it is, but there was I think it was American Beauty. Yeah, it was American Beauty with the president of full deck of cards. There was a movie with American Beauty where the dude was like all like into this like underage, his daughter's like, you know, best friend or whatever. But the actress who played it was over 18. Like, and so it was like anybody, you know, who was at home like lusting over like this girl, you know, like taking off her clothes and stuff. It's like, well, guess what? You know, she was an actual adult. She was playing a young girl. She's probably cast because she looked young. You know, it's been a while. I can't remember. There was controversy over it, but man, I just don't know. If you can't understand this, then like I don't know how I'm going to get to you. I don't know how I'm going to reach you. If you can't understand that there is like a clear line between the undeveloped body and mind doing adult things, and for what? For money. For money. So, what would make some 10 or 11-year-old girl do that? Money. Money. Their parents want money. So, their parents, number one, should be held accountable. All right? Number one. Number two, whatever douchebag decided that, hey, yeah, green light this shit, that guy, whatever, if he's a director or a producer or whatever, a writer, the CEO of Netflix, whoever it is, I don't know. That douchebag should be held accountable. So parents, and somebody in this company, and does Netflix need to be banned? Dude, if Netflix is banned, I'm gonna miss fucking... That's like saying, like, should the internet be banned because I found child porn on the internet? You know what I mean? Like, no. Netflix can't be banned because I need to see the Karate Kid, the Cobra Kai Season 3, motherfucker. And it's a huge, giant corporation. And should they pay some money? Yeah, this should pay some money to somebody. I don't know how much. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not a prosecutor, but all I know is, god damn, I went for 17 minutes on this bullshit about this quartering guy. Okay, let's wrap it up.
But I do believe in people choosing to not renew their subscriptions to Netflix.
I do believe in people not making child porn put it on TV.
It's entirely valid. I don't know what was in the director's mind. I do know that there's way more to the film than the specific scenes, which are gross. All right, and I won't even go.
Are they gross? Like, how gross are they? Are they gross or are they illegal? I think they're illegal. There's a lot of shit that's gross, but I think that's illegal. That's gross and illegal.
As far as to call it, you know,
Child.
what Tulsi did.
Oh,
But
yeah, he's
what
not
I
going
will
to say
say
it
is
because,
that,
he doesn't want to
it
get...
definitely
He wants to keep his thing monetized, so he's not going to say child porn.
heads down a road.
Pussy. Pussy. This guy just cares about money. He's a... Whatever's in the mainstream news, I'm going to bandwagon on this, and I'm going to be like, oh, okay, let me just add my thing here. But I'm not going to say these words because they'll get demonetized. And that's all I'm about is monetizing stuff. Ah, yeah. And like I said... I don't think it should be removed. Shut the fuck up, man. Just get your fucking face out of this conversation. Go report some more on Johnny Depp, all right? That's all we want to hear about from you.
Will be used by creeps, and I'm curious about the 600 audition tapes that you have from other 11-year-olds.
What? First time I heard about that.
I hope that you burned them, deleted them, threw the hard drive out. Because, you know...
Really? You burn them? Not publish them on TV, and then if somebody doesn't like them, they just don't subscribe to their Netflix? I mean, it's kind of inconsistent, huh?
Hollywood is. It's got a bit of a problem with the young ones. This is not a theory. This is a fact. And the idea is...
What's the idea?
There's another film called Desire... which is another...
This guy watches so many movies, man. This is pretty much this guy's life. There's a film And he said that like 5 minutes before, I started playing it. Well, did you see the movie? This guy relates film to reality and morality, and that's totally insane. Well, I saw it in that movie, that Crying Game. It was cool, or whatever. Fucking, I saw it in House of, an American Beauty. Well, if they did it, then well, there was this movie in the the '80s. What was it? Casablanca, or Gone with the Wind, and there were slaves, and get over here, N-word, like, therefore, like, if you don't like it, then shit, man, just don't buy it, that's all, man. Like, again, some grown man consented to being called the N-word in one of those old movies, and he got paid for it. It's shitty that it happened that way. I'm sure he didn't like it. But when we're talking about 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old girls, they didn't consent to it. Their parents may have consented to it, but they're shitty parents, man. And they're the first ones that need to be canceled. And no, I'm not saying to rip apart this family and take them away and do child custody protection services and that, because it's really not that serious. It's not that bad, all right? They didn't sell their child into sex, slavery, prostitution, but it's pretty damn fucking close. You can tell that these families are, who they're desperate for money, and and if you jail these parents, then that's just going to make things even harder on them. So, we need to take a hard look at the morality of this and go, how did we get here? And first of all, hold those executives accountable, and those writers, directors, whatever the fuck, casting people, whatever, and take a hard look and sue the shit out of them too. Sue the shit out of them, because that's not okay. And take a hard look at how this even came to be. How could parents let this happen to their children? They're not old enough to make those decisions themselves. They're not like, I'm 21 now. I've weighed up my options. I could go to college here. I could intern here, or I could go move to Van Nuys, California, and suck some dick on TV, but let me call Regis and see what he says. Lifeline, hey, what do you think? Should I? They don't have that rational thought. They're just like, they're at the age where like parents are like, hey, let's go make us some money. And they're like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, this is not like appropriate. I'm sorry for wasting so much time and just ranting, but like, I feel like there's some more to this that like really needs to be said. I'm sure that these fucking people could have found some really young-looking adults and put makeup on and use CGI to make it to, if that's their whole point, is like, I want to bring awareness to the issue of the. Shut the fuck up. You're just trying to cause controversy to get likes and shares and clicks and retweets and fucking ads and blah 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 blah. You're not who are you? You're a company. Shut the fuck up. You're a company. Who are you? You're a company. A company who sells shit, man. You're not some non-profit. Don't try to act like you're some kind of non-profit. Like you're with the hashtag Me Too people and hey, let's buddy up with the Me Too people and the BLM people and see. No, you're not with anything. You're with the corporations. You're with the corporate. You're with the let's do something that's shocking. Like you're with the shock rock. Like you're Marilyn Manson of the fucking even he isn't as fucking devious and perverted as this shit is. Eminem has said all kinds of crazy shit, but he's never said anything as crazy. There's a line, there's a line, and there's just you just don't cross. And they crossed it. And if you don't say no, if you don't say we're not going to remove this, then guess what? More people are going to cross the line. More people are going to keep crossing the line. And then guess what happens to the line? The line begins to blur. And when the line begins to blur, then the next thing you know, you have movies about 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds. And instead of using dummies or, adults dressed up like them or whatever, they just actually just use real freaking 5-year-old. I'm not saying that, it hasn't happened, so that's kind of speculation. So, but I do know that these people are douchebags. Hollywood, they're douchebags, They're douchebags. I'm no stranger to Hollywood people, man. I've dealt with them, They've fucked with me. They've tried to, I've been offered a $6.8 million deal in Hollywood, in 2002, and they had, hung this money over my head and tried to get me to, fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck these motherfuckers. But no. Hashtag me too, motherfucker. I've been molested by Hollywood so-called producers. It ain't no fun. And the good news is, hey, past is past. They didn't get me. I don't even want fame. I don't live for fame. I don't live for fortune. I don't live for fashion and photography, notoriety. I live just to, where are they at? Where are them little dogs at? I live for my immediate family and my dogs and my customers and the people that, I love. Hey, where you at? There they are. Buddy. There's one. I live for these little guys. Here, check them out. Great. There's one. There's one. And there's two. Hey, piggy. So there's that. And sorry for going off. I'm not gonna keep going. You see me drinking this whole, time. Like, I'm stressed out. I'm gonna end it right now. As always, I'm gonna leave it with feed the homeless. Feed the homeless, go vegan, or at least vegetarian, and rock on. I'm out.